What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, aka Darth Apocalypse. All right, so this is something that I had been debating on talking about because there's a lot of misinformation out there, right? And what I mean by misinformation is there are forces out there that want to always overemphasize this guy's records and achievements, but they want to suppress the negative records or achievements or dubious achievements that this guy had also have accomplished over the last several decades now. Jesus Christ, this guy ever go away? But anyway, I had seen this before, but I had decided not to do a video about it because I didn't know whether or not it was actually confirmed. But apparently, LeBron James holds the modern day record for most airball free throws in a career. 56. 56 airballs. And that's rather shocking considering that in modern history, when I say modern history, I'm talking about since 1980, we've had some guys who've been some terrible free throw shooters, like Shaquille O'Neal, obviously. Dwight Howard wasn't that great. For much of his career, Andrew Drummond was not good. I mean, I know you have Mitchell Robinson, but he doesn't go there that frequently. He hasn't been playing that long. But, you know, we've had Tim Duncan was kind of up and down. One year he shot 59% from the line, and I think the next year he shot like almost 80%. But you get my point. You know, we've had a lot of bad free throw shooters. Now, of course, we don't have footage of Wilt or Russell, but I think this is a dead on statistic because I've never seen someone airball as many free throws as LeBron James, ever. Yes, I've seen Shaq airball a few, but most of Shaq's free throws hit the rim. They just clanked off that damn rim. Same with most guys. Ben Wallace shot some airball free throws, but he didn't go to the free throw line as much, nearly as much as LeBron. And I've seen him airball with every team. I've seen him airball free throws. And you can look at the compilations, they're on YouTube or other social media sites. You know, there's compilations you can see on X or Instagram or Facebook. It's everywhere. All his brick free throws. And for a guy that shoots 74% from the line, that's a tremendous amount of bricks. But then again, that's another sign of how this guy really has never worked on his game in the level or on the level that other all-time greats did, like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, when he first came to the NBA, he didn't really even have a jump shot like that. You look at some of the old footage of Magic when his fro was a little bit bigger, 1979, 1980. He almost never really took an open shot. It was almost all of his scores were transition layups or dunks, or scores in the paint. Contrast that to the last 3 years of his career, last 3 to 4 years of his career, when Magic Johnson became a pretty dependable, open mid-range shooter. One year he shot 38% from downtown. So, you know, he clearly worked on his game. When he came to the NBA, Magic was an average free throw shooter, about 74, 75%. And when he left the game, he was a great free throw shooter, so usually somewhere between 86 to 90%. He led the league in free throw percentage one year. So that's an example of someone working on their game. This guy only works on trying to impress people with his workouts. And even with his workouts, he's not really doing shit that most people in shape can do. I've seen this guy airball in the finals. Hell, I've seen this guy airball during the bubble. How the fuck do you airball? Because most of the times I would think an airball free throw, from what I've seen, most people airball shots or airball layups or airball any type of particular shot is usually coming from a combination of overthinking, pressure, both. So for you to airball in an empty gym, which was the case in the pandemic bubble, what's going on here? It's crazy. And of course, I believe, look, he's airballed with the Cavaliers during the first stint and the second stint. He airballed with the Miami Heat. He airballed quite a few times with the Lakers, as you can see here. And you better believe he's going to airball next year with the Philadelphia 76ers. He just does. He just does. And it's I don't get it. Because it's not like he's a 40% free throw shooter. He's not the worst free throw shooter, but I do know that when he's in a pressure situation, his stats show it. When he's in a pressure situation, he overthinks, he tightens up, and he fails. The stats bore it out. He's a 74% career free throw shooter, but only a 64% free throw shooter in 4 quarters in his career. Whereas a guy like Michael Jordan is an 83, 84% career free throw shooter, but it's something like a 90% free throw shooter or 89, 90% free throw shooter in the 4 quarters. That's the difference between these guys. Mike, Kobe, and this guy. That's the difference. Some guys thrive under pressure. I'm not saying they never fail. Everybody fails. But some guys thrive under pressure and other guys fail. And this is an example of a guy that fails. I mean, look at it, man. The guy stacks the deck with his teams. The NBA gives them a fortuitous schedule. They do all these things, magically. Look, remember all these years that the Lakers were leading the NBA in free throw differential? Now watch, magically it's the Sixers, right? Magically it's going to be the Sixers, and his fan base will have all the excuses. Well, you got to understand, Joel Embiid, he led the NBA in free throw percentage if you said many times too raw. And you got Jaylen Brown and all these drivers. Yeah, it's all okay, fine. That's a good, yeah, you're right. But why is it every time this guy's on a team, that team just magically leads the NBA in free throw differential? And it's not even close. It's like they'll shoot 500 more free throws than everybody else and still won't have the most outstanding record. You watch this, man. They're going to shoot probably almost 500 more free throws than everybody else. Not 600 more free throws than everybody else. They don't play a Western Conference opponent for the first 17 games of the season. They don't play a meaningful Western Conference opponent until after the New Year's. They don't play the Spurs until March. And even when they do play the Spurs, it's sandwiched between the Jazz, who will be shit water as usual. LeBron's going to have that customary period where he's going to take that sabbatical because he does it every year. He'll have an imaginary injury. I call it the convenient congestive foot failure, malady. And he's going to be out for games in which the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be against the toughest opponents. That's when he's going to take his breaks. And He gonna stat pad against the easy teams and get praised for it. And if you call it out, you can be called a hater. Well, call me a hater. I'm fucking chief. I'm chief hater, fucking admiral, generalissimo hater, Hadenstein shit. Fuck that.